Why are white people afraid to try gospel music? I mean, we just sort of stiffen up and...
Well, that's some white people. You have to remember now, there are holiness Pentecostal traditions.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
yes,
where
right.
that's not the problem at all. I enjoy watching those.
And in my own church, I mean, we sort of try and we're tentative, and as it goes on longer, we get a little more comfortable.
Well, I think what I find is that congregations really, I think in their attempt to reproduce this music, they want to be authentic. They want to do it right. They don't want it to be wrong. And many of them will stay away from it because they'll say, "Oh, we white folk can't sing that music." And that's one of my pet peeves. And I always try to help people feel it's not black, it's not white, it's whatever. If that's the case, then why would any of us in America be singing Bach, Brahms, or Beethoven?
Well, sure.
So we adjust and we adapt to these styles. I think about that wonderful text by Charles Wesley, "Father, I stretch my hands to thee, no other help I know." But if you were to hear probably to the tune Martyrdom, "Father, I stretch my hands to thee, no..." Nice, right in time. But if you go to some churches, "Father, I stretch my hand to thee, no other help I know." Well, there are people that are much more likely to join in singing that as opposed to saying, "Oh, I missed beat 3."
There's space for that. There's space to be yourself.
There's time to do that. I think about the one of the songs of the church that of African American churches. "I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord till I die." Well, you can start singing this. "I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord till I die." And another verse might be very strophic. "I'm going to trust when I'm going to stay on the battlefield." Well, churches aren't singing very much about battlefield these days. But because of the cyclical nature of that, people can join in and they'll make up verses and even take that very same Wesley. "Father, I stretch my hands." Same tune. So you're doing all these kind of things. But congregations can join in and sing these things. And it's always interesting to go into churches where ministers and musicians are able to pull from a lot of that kind of oral tradition that doesn't get written down but is passed down. There are several of those in the African American Heritage Hymnal that congregations sing. And it's just amazing to watch even younger folks who did not know this music immediately.
It's new again for them.
Yeah,
that's great.
When we recorded the 49 hidden treasures, 46 more hidden treasures that accompany the African American Heritage Hymnal, these were students, a few who were current students at Morgan State University in Baltimore, where I taught, and alumni that were in graduate programs and were out singing professionally. So it was always interesting to watch those 19, 20, 21-year-olds discover these hymns that we just said, "Oh, everybody knows that." And they're like, "These are really beautiful." And so at the end of the recording, I asked, "What were some of your favorites?" And it was just interesting because they had not heard these and thought
that were old familiar
they
ones.
They were old familiar ones. And it was interesting. There was one called "There's a Bright Side Somewhere." And overwhelmingly, that became popular. I said, "Why?" It says, "Well, the text, I mean, the music was great, but it was something about that I could relate to that. I mean, even as a young African American male or female, you know, I had some things going on in my life, and that song really gave me hope, you know, that they could sing, there's a bright side somewhere. There's a bright side somewhere. Don't you waste until you find it. There's a bright side and then it's when your way seems dark and drear, don't have to worry, 'cause God is near. If in your heart there is no song, just keep the faith and keep holding on. Fast, turn your fast and pray. Fast, turn your plate down. Fast and pray. Jesus will always make a way. There's a bright side somewhere. And these kids, I mean, they couldn't stop singing it in the studio. And I would look at some of them, and they were getting very teary-eyed. And about that particular number, we discovered the lady who wrote that song, Margaret Jenkins, is still alive and well out in Los Angeles, and had written that years ago for the late Reverend James Cleveland, who recorded it. And most people never even knew who she was.
See the full interview at www.calvin.edu/innercompass.